on myself. Happy sometime in November, you freaks. What a show we've got for you. Mike Rowe is here in the house. He's the first guest we had to hose down before the show.
It was nice.
He's done some of the dirtiest jobs on the planet, but he says being Kat's housekeeper was by far the worst. Kat, she vapes Juul pods to keep from eating Tide Pods. And, of course, there's Kellyanne Conway. She is the reason Jim Acosta became a bedwetter. We'll get to Tyrus later. So last Saturday, I did a live show in Birmingham, Alabama. It was a great time had by all, especially me. Whoever sent the 3 little people strippers to my trailer after the show was greatly appreciated. It's amazing what they can get up to when you stack them like a sleeve of Ritz crackers. But that's the thing about doing these live shows. People give me things, and not just cold sores. They give me stuffed unicorns, home-baked brownies, a sketch of me half naked lying on a bearskin rug. And that came from Pete Hegseth. I remember posing for that sketch, he in the role of Jack and me as Rose in Titanic. I should stop. But my point is I get a lot of stuff handed to me, and it's impossible to look at everything. Usually I leave some things behind, except the ones I could smuggle onto the plane, then gently remove in the bathroom. But Saturday, a gentleman handed me an envelope stuffed with paper. It's something I would normally have someone else open. The last thing I need is another marriage proposal from some stranger. You remember this guy? Huh? What happened to him? He came and went like a Jets head coach. I know, I don't even know what that means. But guys, remember, if you're going to propose, you gotta put a ring on it. And I don't mean my finger. I don't know what I mean. Sorry, Kellyanne. But since I already had a 5th of gin, I decided to open the envelope, and lo and behold, it wasn't a death threat or some mysterious white powder. Sorry about that, Kat. It was a letter from Jim Burns, formerly in charge of solution architecture of Microsoft. Essentially, his job was to come up with solutions for problems. It's a weird job because once you come up with a solution, you're out of a job. It's why Democrats will work forever. But he sent me an idea that smacked me in the face harder than Mo hitting Curly. It's called the MLK Dream Score, which would grade political candidates based on their adherence to Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech. Now, how simple is this? It's as simple as Eric Swalwell. He's simple. And it would be easier to implement than my shoe lifts. But it tackles the gulf between people who claim they have your best interests at heart, but then screw you over like a weatherman. It describes every left-wing leader in the last 2 decades. As Burns points out, there is no quick and accurate way to assess a candidate's suitability for blacks because they've been hoodwinked into voting for Democrats who spout principles that sound good but then enact policies completely contrary to MLK's vision. It's politics in a left-wing nutshell. People weigh the eloquence of speeches much more heavily than their actions. This is why Obama was so popular. He nailed it on charisma, but his policies did less for blacks than the casting director for Friends. Can you think about one? You can't you? Except Aisha Tyler, maybe. But you can say that about everyone, from Jesse Jackson to the Squad. Compare that to Trump, who, to be honest, his delivery wasn't always great at times. But even when Trump was as eloquent as Rasputin without the sex appeal, his policies were more helpful to blacks than any modern-era president. In one breath, he might call the NFL kneelers sons of bitches, but in the next, create the lowest unemployment for blacks in modern history. You see, it goes back to words versus deeds. Trump always nailed the deeds, but he gave fodder to his critics with the words. It was harder for him to resist media bait than Brian Stelter is with a Twinkie casserole. The MLK Dream Score solves this problem by scoring candidates using the principles embodied in the MLK speech. And it's easy. You create a website, mlkdreamscore.com, which exists, which has the actual speech, and then a scorecard with a selectable map of the country. You can visit your state, find your candidate, and their dream score. It's like a fantasy football league for politicians. If it's high, it would show a happy MLK. If it's low, it would be angry. And all candidates would be treated the same regardless of race. In other words, they would be judged on the content of their policies, not the color of their skin. Sure, charisma might count for something, but not a lot. After all, this is about finding a great leader, not the next American Idol. So Obama would get a low score because although he was cool, his policies left blacks cold. Biden would get scored 0 for excusing physical violence at protests, creating polarization by branding people as racist, and having no interest in a, quote, beautiful symphony of brotherhood. But Winsome Sears would kick ass because her words are consistent with MLK's speech about principles and character. Deeds are weighted versus words, and it's a great way to gauge a leader. It would literally get rid of every liberal mayor in days, if not seconds. I wonder what the angry black male thinks.
All right, fellas, you guys are here to pitch to me today about fixing racial division in this country. All right, I'm all ears. What do you got?
Yes, and thanks for having us, Tyrus.
Don't do that.
Well, here at White and White Associates, we focus group anxious Caucasians to help people of color like you.
Like me.
And I know that sounds like I was saying you people, but
Yeah, because you did.
I think you'll still like some of the ideas we have.
Permanent daylight savings for black people because we're always an hour late. This is nothing but stupid stereotypes. You clowns have anything else to do today besides waste my time?
What if someone had a dream
Go on.
where people weren't judged by stereotypes and race, instead on the content of their character?
Okay, all right. Let me look at this list again. Let me just... You know what? I actually like this one.
So this is the first time I've ever done a monologue based on something a fan gave me, other than a fake phone number. But it shows you where great ideas come from. They come from you. When you sit down and you think hard, you will be surprised what comes out of you, especially if you do your best thinking on the toilet. I couldn't stop. I had to end on a poop joke. Always end on a poop joke. Let's welcome tonight's guest. She grew up working on a berry farm, and tonight she's working with some nuts. Former senior counselor to President Trump, Kellyanne Conway. None of his dirty jobs prepared him for tonight. Host of How America Works on Fox Nation, Mike Rose. She's like glitter, bright, fun, and impossible to get rid of. Fox News contributor Kat Tiff. And the world revolves around him, literally. My massive sidekick in the NWA World Television Champion, Tyrus. Kellyanne, I apologize for ending that monologue on a poop joke. It's been a bone of contention among everybody here that I'm making too many poop jokes. I'm trying to cut them down. I hope I did not offend you.
It's hard to offend me.
I know.
I have really thick shock absorbers, I promise.
Yes, yes. What do you make of this idea? Does it make sense? It's very simple.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it because that was the message of Martin Luther King. And you're right about deeds versus words. Look, I worked in administration, the Trump-Pence administration, where millions got off welfare, millions got off food stamps, the lowest unemployment rate for African Americans, Asian Americans, Hispanic Americans, women were in the workforce. And, you know, as the kids were forced out of school, the women, their moms were forced out of the workforce. And we're still reckoning with that, to say nothing of all the woke is joke, woke is broke curricula out there. But I like it. And I think that you would give Biden-Harris a big 0. I think what you described is exactly why he's at 38% approval and she's at 28% approval, because people said, you didn't make good on any promise. You didn't unify the country. You don't care about bipartisan action. You don't care about people. And your policies are wrong-headed.
Yeah, but they got rid of those mean tweets.
We
got high inflation. We got
big gas prices.
But those tweets are gone. Thank God, Mike. Those tweets are driving me crazy, keeping me up all night. Aside from thinking about you, my delicious little blue king.
It's the Canadian tuxedo.
Oh, that's not true. They don't have tuxedos.
Thank you for the poop joke, right? I mean, my entire career, season 1 of Dirty Jobs was literally feces from every species.
Yeah.
That's how the network slugged it, and that's all we did. So it's nice to be home.
People, yeah, they got to get over it, man. They got to get over it. It's part of life. Feces from another species. It sounds like a great restaurant, but I'll stop. What do you make of this idea? Because you always have good ideas about how to fix things.
No, I don't actually. The great idea is that you're listening to your fans, and well, we did 300 dirty jobs, and I'd say 280 of them were fan suggestions. So all the ideas came in from that. So that's really great. I love the Dream Score. If we want a colorblind society, I don't really know what to say about policies that revolve entirely around color. How do you get away from it? At some point, there's the whole leveling of the playing field thing. I get it, but the man talked about a colorblind future.
Right.
If we're ever going to get there, I got this thing called a sweat pledge in my foundation, and people have to sign it. It's kind of an old throwback to the Boy Scouts, but it's 12 simple statements of belief. Things like personal responsibility, delayed gratification, and so forth, all the Horatio Alger stuff.
Right.
It has been deemed recently as alt-right.
Of course.
And the questions that come now every year, we've given away maybe 1,400 of these work ethic scholarships, but every year now, more and more, how many women, how many people of color? And because it's a foundation and not a company, I can say quite candidly, who cares?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I don't know. That we're trying to gauge for work ethic, and from what I've seen, no gender or race has a corner on that. And so hilarity ensues, and things get very sporty online, and we have this conversation, but it always comes back to this exact thing. If you want a colorblind future, what in the world are you doing with a color-obsessed present?
There you go. That's it.
That wasn't bad.
Your theory or his theory is brilliant, but it's problematic.
Good word.
Because it goes against the entire foundation of what the Democratic Party has always been about. Because anytime a brother becomes successful and a free thinker, they take our black cards away. They can't get mine, good luck trying, but they love to, as soon as you become successful, be like, you know what, I make so much a year, I don't like this tax bracket, I'm gonna look at this policy works for me, hey, I'm a Republican. Oh, you're a Republican? Your blackness is gone.
So
and your
true.
new nickname is Uncle Tom.
Yes.
Because you can't succeed under their plan. You need us. We have to treat you like children. So, and bait you and tell you we're gonna do this, and then when you can't succeed, it's not their fault. I mean, you are black. I mean, did you have a father? You know what I'm saying? The answer was, you know what I'm saying? But no, you laugh, but they say that with a straight face. But don't worry, we're gonna get you on welfare, and we'll get you some kind of other things you can possibly do. A voucher so you can get on the bus.
There you go.
made it, young man.
There you go. Kat, have you ever used anything from a viewer or a fan?
Well, they're mostly prison letters. And they don't even have pictures, so I can't even tell if they're hot prisoners or not. So
Years ago, before you were married.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Also, never before I was married. Never.
Yeah.
No, they're in prison now.
I got a little distracted during your monologue, though, because when you mentioned the happy and sad MLK, I started thinking of, what if we rated other things like that? I don't know, like the Yelp, or
Yes.
those signs at the doctor, rate your pain, and it's a bunch of, different MLK faces. But, I'm just saying, my brain went there. Should I not be saying where my brain goes? Has that been my problem for all these years?
I don't know.
But look, for me, I just think that for the government in general, I want whoever's gonna do less.
Right.
I don't like the deeds. As long as the deeds are undoing other deeds, those are my favorite deeds.
Yes, the deeds that subtract other deeds.
There's too many rules.
Yes, dirty deeds done dirt cheap.
AC/DC.
There you go.
Black and Black.
No, not Black and Black. What's it from? Which album?
First one, wasn't it?
I think it's the second. I don't know. Oh, let's
I
say
was
back.
trying to go with your theme.
I know. Well, you are
This is
Back in
color.
Black.
You know it.
Yeah, there you
Can
go.
I say one quick thing
Sure.
about the Democratic Party? The big joke is they had about 24 Democrats running for president. They had black man, black woman, Hispanic, American Samoan. That was Tulsi Gabbard, not
Right.
Elizabeth Warren.
Yes.
Just so we're clear. They had the first openly gay candidate. They had a male socialist, a female socialist. They really had one of everything. You know who they ended up with?
Yes.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, please. The old white guy. Thank you. That is the Democratic Party in a nutshell.
Yeah, they had one openly gay man, and they had Mayor Pete. All right.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.